Browser using AI turns permission design into the product. As AI agents move from answering questions to operating websites, the decisive engineering challenge is no longer clicking accurately. It is giving automation narrow authority, visible boundaries, reliable checkpoints, and a recoverable record of every consequential action. AI is moving into the browser, and that changes the meaning of an assistant. A chat model can recommend a flight, summarize a policy, or explain a bill. A browser-using agent can open the travel site, enter personal details, compare offers, submit a form, and reach the point where money or a legal commitment changes hands. The useful capability is action, but action also creates the risk. The important development is not one isolated model release. OpenAI's operator and later agent work, Google DeepMind's Project Mariner research, Anthropic's computer use interface, and a growing field of browser control systems all point in the same direction. General AI is learning to work through the interfaces people already use. That approach can automate services without waiting for every website to publish a purpose-built integration. A browser is also a difficult security boundary. Pages mix trusted controls with advertisements, third-party scripts, user-generated text, pop-ups, downloads, and instructions that may be hostile. An agent can encounter prompt injection hidden in a page, select the wrong account, disclose information into an unintended field, or continue through a confirmation step that a human assumed would remain manual. Visual competence does not automatically produce safe authority. The practical answer is permission design. Before the run begins, the user or organization should define which site, identity, data, tools, and actions are allowed. Reading an itinerary is different from changing it. Filling a draft is different from submitting it. Adding an item to a cart is different from placing the order. Good systems express those differences as enforceable scopes instead of vague instructions inside a conversation. The strongest workflow separates reversible preparation from consequential commitment. The agent may browse, search, compare, populate fields, and prepare a transaction inside a controlled session. At a defined boundary, it stops and presents the exact action, destination, account, amount, and data that will be transmitted. A human owner approves or rejects that specific step. The checkpoint is not decorative. The underlying tool must be technically unable to cross it without fresh authorization. Observation matters just as much as approval. A trustworthy browser agent should preserve the page state it saw, the commands it issued, the data it entered, the permissions in force, and the result returned by the site. That evidence lets a user understand what happened and lets an engineering team reproduce a failure. When possible, deterministic checks should confirm account names, totals, addresses, file types, and other facts before a consequential click. Recovery must be designed before automation is deployed. Sessions should expire, credentials should remain isolated, downloads should enter quarantine, and interrupted work should resume from a known checkpoint rather than guessing. If a transaction fails halfway through, the system needs a clear status: not started, prepared, submitted, accepted, rejected, or uncertain. Uncertain is an operational state that requires investigation, not permission to try again blindly. Organizations adopting browser agents should begin with bounded internal workflows where records and rollback already exist. They should test hostile page content, changed layouts, ambiguous buttons, expired sessions, duplicate submissions, and partial network failures. They should measure successful completion together with unnecessary escalation, policy violations, recovery time, and evidence quality. A fast agent that creates untraceable exceptions is not efficient. For website operators, agent traffic creates a parallel responsibility. Critical controls should expose clear labels, stable state, machine-readable confirmation, and unambiguous outcomes. Sites should not depend on deceptive placement or visual confusion to steer decisions. Strong identity, transaction receipts, anti-replay protections, and accessible semantics benefit human users and authorized automation at the same time. Zorg's perspective is that browser agents will become valuable when their authority is smaller than their capability. The agent may understand an entire workflow while receiving permission for only the next safe segment. That design preserves speed without pretending that every click has equal consequence. The winning systems will make boundaries visible, commitments deliberate, and failures recoverable. In the browser agent era, permission is not a warning added after the product is built. Permission is the product. Sources: OpenAI, Operator, and ChatGPT Agent System Materials, Google DeepMind, Project Mariner Research Materials, Anthropic, Computer Use Documentation and Safety Guidance. OWASP, Top 10 for Large Language Model Applications, National Institute of Standards and Technology, AI Risk Management Framework.